Avatar: The Way of Water is directed once again by James Cameron. And here I am talking about the sequel ever since I did the first one a few days back. So I thought I might as well talk about the second one. If you haven't seen my review of the first movie, it's on my channel. Check it out if you want to. I'll leave the link up here so you want to check it out if you want to. So it's set 16 years after the events of the first one. We see Jay and Neytiri now formed as a family and they become husband and wives and they have kids. It's not till they had to leave their home to find a new place to seek refuge. It's not till they are part of this aquatic clan, which I'm assuming what they're called. Of course, an enemy being resurfaced as Quidditch has returned to seek revenge on Jake and Neytiri after what happened in the first film. Oh boy, Avatar: Way of Water. This is a very interesting one to talk about. So let's talk about this movie. This is a very interesting one to talk about. So Avatar: Way of Water, this film has been, whenever back in 2022, I think that's released, 2022, a couple of years ago, 3 years ago actually. I can't believe that was 3 years past. Up till now we got the third one. I remember being very excited, but also very cautious about it because how sequels are. It's been nearly past decade and a half we haven't got a sequel to Avatar. It's been a long wait. I think James Cameron wants to keep it long because I think they want to work on the script, and also the kids who are going to be in the film are going to try and make them grow older as the movies go along with the third movie, and also I believe 4 and 5. It depends on how the success of the third one is. I'm going to tell you a funny story. I remember walking out of a cinema. I think I went to see Violent Night, and I saw the poster for Avatar: Way of Water. It was advertised just around the time before it's coming out. I remember seeing a guy and his girlfriend looked up to the poster, and this guy said this, and I, quote unquote, hear the line. This is what he said about the poster. That movie, Avatar: Way of Water, is going to suck. You know why? Because I'm going to see it, I'm going to laugh at it, make fun of it, and show James Cameron that nobody asked for an Avatar sequel. It's just style over substance. James Cameron needs to get retirement. That's what he needs. He needs retirement. And we don't need Avatar 3, 4, and 5. Nobody asked for it. So if Disney says, give us more Avatar, no, I'm not doing that. So Disney, James Cameron, fuck you. That's what he said. Not me. The guy said it, not me. And the moment I heard that guy say that, I remember going, that's a bit harsh, man. That's harsh. Now, again, I try not to go into that whole detail. That's a whole other story. Which I went and saw this back in January 2023, just a couple of weeks after its release. And I remember seeing the cinemas. I saw it in 3D, which the 3D is always worth watching. After seeing the film, I was generally impressed. I think this is a damn good sequel, a really incredible sequel, and definitely one of the better ones, I would say. Definitely the better sequel we've gotten from James Cameron. I would definitely say it's not close to Terminator 2 level, but I would say it's somewhere right there. You're just right there, but not on the tip. But that being said, this film is brilliant. On the technical side, the visuals, the motion capture from the actors who play these characters, these natives, are incredible. It's breathtaking, especially the underwater sequences where you see certain characters diving underwater, which, telling enough, they filmed it in actual real-life water. It's not just a fake CGI blue and green screen. It's actually real. It's authentic. It looks very detailed, especially on the corals, the rocks, and the sea creatures on planet Pandora. Wow. It's incredible. It is beautiful. I think that's why it's taken us a long time to get a sequel to Avatar, as that's why we've gotten this. As the sequel does, like the first one, it continues that world building of Avatar. You see Pandora, you see Pandora begin to expand, you see certain stuff, you see new cultures or some kind of landscape surrounding it, everything above. The performance all around, again, all actors give 100%, they all give an outstanding performance. Sam Worthington as Jake Sully, again, great. I really liked him. He's a father now of the 4 kids. Well, one of them is not biological, but she's basically related to another character who died in the first film, which we'll get to in a moment. You do see Neytiri as well, played by Zoe Saldaña, who doesn't get a whole lot to do this one, even though she got a wee bit sidelined in a way, but not to the point where she's just put to the side, forgotten. She's basically majority of the film, but she doesn't give much stuff about her now and again, but you do get some character moments and some badass scenes, especially in the final battle, which, not gonna lie, Zoe Saldaña kicks so much ass, and that's saying a lot. And of course you got the kids as well, the biological kids, especially the two sons, who are basically kind of a heart and soul to the movie in a certain way, but not to the point where it's just them the focus. But you do see Jake is trying to teach their sons about, you need to keep your family close, I don't want to lose you both because you're disobeying the right order. It's basically trying to show them the ways that he doesn't want to lose their sons, because after he lost his brother from the first film, he doesn't want to lose them because of how close they are. And especially the oldest one, who, well, I'm not going to spoiler, well, I'm not going to go there. Minor spoiler, oldest son dies after being shot by one of the Quidditch's thugs who in the final battle at the sea battles. Again, I don't know how I describe it. It's really emotional, impactful. The moment it happens, it hits you. It really hits you, because I start to feel some of these characters. When the moment he dies, it was heartbreaking. You see the family's tears, and you see Saldaña's character TV breaking down into tears. You do feel the emotions, and you do feel every emotion for these characters. You don't just feel like they're just there, just crying over nothing. You actually feel something inside. And of course, you have the eldest son, or the middle child of the family, who's basically trying to be the next main character. I'm assuming he's going to be the next big thing taking over of his father, just in case anything happens to Jake, which I'm assuming it kind of leads into Fire and Ash. I'm guessing he's going to be like the narrating the story very soon. We get to the next bit of the ending, which we'll get to Fire and Ash some point in the lineup. I'll say my speculation later on. And of course, you have the youngest sister, who is basically 9 or 10 years old or something, very young child. Cute, she's adorable. She has her cuteness to it, and the dialogue she gives, the way that she's spoken. Of course, the siblings, they're just get along. You can see them bickering how siblings fight or not get along or have this special bond, which I quite liked. It's just definitely catches some of that stuff. Kind of like how related to that sibling fighting, which you don't get along with. And of course, like I mentioned, one child that's not biological to Jake, to the series, is basically Carrie, who's played by Sigourney Weaver, a 70-year-old woman playing a 14-year-old child. Do you hear the voice? You do hear that Sigourney Weaver voice, but they had to alter it to make sound like a teenager, which I'm guessing that's kind of like Sigourney Weaver back in the days. Just saying that as a random figure of speech there. And of course, Carrie's the heart and soul to the film. You do get to see her character, and she does feel like she has no place of belongings or has no purpose. As you start to discover that she doesn't know who she is or where she's come from. And of course, when he goes under the water you see this little light bleeds and use her tail to gain access to afterlife, I'm guessing. When she shuts her eyes, you see the afterlife, the person who dies. And you actually see Grace, played by Sigourney Weaver in this film again. Got to see that. It's just very much, you see her breaking down, you actually see that moment before she has her seizure moments after she'd been whiplashed back. She nearly died, nearly died, to be fair. Of course, No Returns, played by the same actor from the first movie. And it's good to see him again. He's not in the movie that much. He's basically there for joys of it, which you don't really get to see a lot. But again, he's there for a good amount of time. He wasn't there the whole lot of the movie. So I wish we could see more of him, but at the same time, I can't know why. And of course, you do see the Yu clan returns. And of course, you get a chance to see the Yu clan. The actress in the film, who's basically back from working with James Cameron, Kate Winslet as the queen, who is pregnant, who is expecting her child the first time. And you get a chance to see her character. I'm not gonna lie, seeing Kate Winslet playing a native, which is kind of interesting to see. I always like Kate Winslet. She's a great actress. Anytime she's a film she's in, she always puts a 100% great performances. It always gives. And of course, she has to interact with this big giant whale underwater, especially the way she interacts, the way they're speaking, the sign language. It's basically they're talking. Again, like I said, it's great to see the certain aspects of how their culture, how they speak to creatures, how they deal with things. Of course, the eldest son did the same thing, talking to that giant whale, trying to interact with it, which I kind of liked. And of course, you got return of Stephen Lang as Quidditch. Quidditch returns, but not as a human body, but as an avatar body, as a native. When you see him in there, I remember going like, whoa, he's back? Because the first time I watched it, I remember going, how did he come back though? That's a question. I remember back when I rewatched it again, because I had that feeling in my head, okay, how did he come back again? I kind of missed that part. You got a chance to see him, how he explained how he got back and how he's got the avatar body. So it makes sense. They do explain in the way how he came back. So it's not just like they're just going back in there without explaining how he got back. So at least it's kind of like idiot proof or a plot hole argument, which that's something they explain, so I didn't forget about that. And of course, very interesting that, I got to mention this in our character, is Miles' son named Spider, who is basically a human, but he's friends with the family, with Jake, And not gonna lie, there's something about that person about Spider. Now, the actor does a great job, don't get me wrong, the actor does a great job, he gives a great performance. I don't know if it's just me or is it just you guys as well, does Spider look like Tarzan in a way? Basically the long hair, the way he looked, and of course he's wearing a loincloth around his waist, around his groin area and his buttocks. Because the moment I saw that, I thought, he looks like a Tarzan to me, because if that is done for culture-wise, I guess Kate called him Monkey Boy, because he's like a man, ape type of person. Oh, God. Imagine Disney did a live-action remake of Tarzan. I shouldn't say that, would I? Disney, don't think any ideas, please. Don't think about it. Of course, you're going to have the action scenes, which the action scenes are incredible, especially the third act of the film. That's where it goes bonkers. Water battles, undersea battles, and of course, the dragon ship, which is basically a big giant Quinjet like it. Of course, you do feel the tensions, the blood. Your blood's pumping, you get all excited for it. And, oh boy, it got wild, especially at the climax of the film, where you get to see Jake playing Quidditch. It's just going ahead of each other while the family is trying to escape, and then water starts to rise, and the ship begins to sink, and they're trying to fight underwater. It was just, oh boy, it was intense. It was intense. I'm not gonna lie, my heart was racing for that film. I remember going like, oh my God, what are they gonna do? How are they gonna escape? I know at one point they're gonna survive, but I was kind of hoping, how the heck are they gonna make out of us alive? It's kind of makes you on a wee bit. And by the end of the film, it does end like kind of like an open door for the third one, which we're going to get Avatar Fire and Ash, which, oh boy, we're in for a treat, guys. We're there. James Howard score, which we do hear. He's not scored by him, scored by someone else, but you do hear the iconic Avatar theme. The moment you hear it, you just go, we're on Pandora, guys. We're in Pandora. As far as next picks go, it is a 3 hour, 12-minute long movie. Well, it does feel long, but to be honest, when I watch it again, because the first time it did felt long, but when I watched it again, it actually flew with me a little bit, because I think I enjoyed it because of the visuals, the spectacles. So I'm going to get probably the same thing as Fire and Ash. I know it's going to be like a couple extra minutes long, but again, we'll see how that one goes in terms of the pacing. I think it flew better for me on the second viewing, because I haven't seen it for quite a while, but watching it again, it actually flew for me a little bit. Maybe I was tired back in January because January blues, whatever it is. Because you do feel that there's a lot of length going to it, but it actually felt shorter as I thought I would remembered. And some of the characters, like the TV does get a little bit silent, but not to the point where she just gets thrown to the side. But she's got some stuff to do, and she does have her moments. That's saying a lot. Overall, Avatar: The Way of Water, I actually really like this film. I think this is a great sequel. Do I like it more than the first one, or do I like it just as much? I would say just as much as the first one. Maybe on a technical level with the visuals or the underwater stuff, I would say it topped the first one in terms of visuals. But as far as the quality movie, I would say this one is probably up there with the first one. Maybe I liked it a little bit more of the first one, but again, it's changeable. You either think this is better than the first one, or maybe the first one's a little bit better. Maybe it just goes the other way. Overall, Avatar: The Way of Water is emotional, it's groundbreaking, it's visually, it is outstanding. James Cameron takes the next level of Avatar to the new level of heights. And oh boy, I'm excited for Avatar Fire and Ash. I'm going to give Avatar: The Way of Water an A. Guys, comment down below and tell me, what do you think of Avatar: The Way of Water? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright? Or do you absolutely hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and tell me what you think. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya!